Hey, you guys came at the perfect time. I'm trying to mix up a little bit of foam. I have some things here, and now I mix together my yeast and water. And now I just pour it in here.
Wow!
Wow, this is so much more than I could have ever expected. Hey, a super heaping, trifold, exploding surprise of more than I could have ever expected experiment reminds me of a Bible story Grandpa told me. Want to hear it?
Yes!
Okay, let's see. It's in the book of Ruth. Grandpa suggested I work on memorizing the books of the Bible in order so I can find it easier. Genesis, Exodus, and sometimes you just find it. The book of Ruth! The story begins with two women. They were really, really sad because they had lost a man in their family. He had died. Naomi was the man's mother, and Ruth was the man's wife. They both missed him a lot. It hurts to lose someone you love. Has that ever happened to you?
Yes!
This is my super sad face. Show me your sad face. I think Naomi looked like that too. Well, because Naomi was older and she decided to go back to the place where she had grown up. And because Ruth loved Naomi, she wanted to help take care of her. Ruth went with her. They packed up what they had and left. And they had walked for days and days. Hey, we have a clue!
You carry money in this.
What could it be? Let's put on our binoculars to help us.
It has a place for dollar bills and coins.
A wallet! Let me see how much money I have in here. Oh, right, it's empty. Well, actually, that fits our story because Ruth and Naomi didn't have much money either. They were so poor that sometimes they didn't even have enough money for food. Ruth wanted to help Naomi and take care of her. Ruth had an idea of how she could get food. They lived near some big fields of wheat. One of the fields was owned by a man named Boaz. He paid workers to collect wheat, and then he made a lot of money selling it. Ruth decided to go to Boaz's field. She followed along behind workers. She bent down and picked up the pieces they thought were too little to bother with. Another clue!
This is really helpful when you're carrying a lot of little things.
Let's see if our binoculars can help us find it.
It's woven together and has a handle.
A basket! A basket! Yes, filling an entire basket like this with wheat was hard work for Ruth. It probably took a long time for her to collect enough wheat for the two of them to eat. Well, Boaz the field owner came by and greeted all the workers. He met Ruth and realized she needed help. So he told the workers to leave big pieces of wheat for her to pick up, so it was easy for her to get enough. That was very kind of him, wasn't it?
Yeah!
As Ruth and Boaz got to know each other better, Boaz wanted to marry Ruth. And while they were waiting to get married, Boaz gave Ruth huge amounts of wheat to take home to Naomi. He took care of Ruth and Naomi. Grandpa said this story shows us how God provides for us. Ruth went to the field hoping to get enough wheat to fill their stomachs. But what she got was like exploding foam, way more than she could have ever imagined. She finally had a family again, with someone to love her and take care of her and Naomi. Wow, isn't God wonderful? That's what God does for you and me too. God brings us into His family and gives us so much more love and care than we could ever imagine. That's our faith fact for the day. God provides for me. Let's ring the bell.
God provides for me.
Okay, I better get some paper towels and clean this up. If Grandpa comes to look at the clues, make sure you don't tell him the story until he guesses it, okay?
Okay.
Bye!
Oh, hey. Looks like you and Lizzie were talking about a Bible story together. Should I see if I can guess which one?
Yes! Yes.
Okay, well, let's see here. We have a wallet and a basket. This isn't just any old normal wallet. It's an empty wallet, so the Bible story might be about people who didn't have much money. And a basket helps you carry little things that would be hard to carry on their own. Little things. Is it the story of Ruth and Boaz?
You got it!
Did Grandpa get the story right?
He did!
The story of Ruth and Boaz. I love that story.
Grandpa, has God ever provided for you in a over-the-top sort of way?
Well, that's a good question. Most of the time, God's love for me each and every day has been more than I could ever deserve. But there have been a few times in my life when I felt like He provided for me in a miracle kind of way.
Tell me about one of those times.
Well, okay. I was in high school and my mom had just lost her job. And as a family, we didn't always have enough food to eat. I looked and looked for a job, but I couldn't find one. I was sitting at home one night, scared, unsure of what to do, and I decided to pray. It was really the first time I really asked God to help me with something that was big, something I really needed.
What happened? Did God answer you?
Well, a few days later, I found a job that was great for me. It was close to my house with people who were going to teach me good things. The things I learned actually helped me choose a job when I got older. I got the job for a little bit of money to help my family, but I ended up getting so much more than that.
That's what God does, isn't it?
It sure is, Lizzie. I remember walking home that day so excited because I knew in my heart that God had provided for me in a miracle kind of way.
Wow, Grandpa, that's amazing. I like hearing stories about when you were growing up.
Well, I can also say that He's helped me when I've been scared or sad, which is just like the verse we've been working on.
Yes, our faith verse. Let's say it together.
Isaiah 41:10.
Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. Hey, the next part is, I will strengthen you and help you.
We could show our big, strong muscles for this arm and say, I will strengthen you.
And our strong muscles in the other arm for, and help you.
Let's try and put that all together.
Isaiah 41:10. Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. We'll learn the rest next time. Hey, Lizzie, I think you better start cleaning up this foam on the table before it gets stuck there forever.
You're right, Grandpa. But while I clean up, do you mind telling me another story about when you were a kid?
Sure, Lizzie. Okay, so I was in high school, and my best friend in the whole world